All right, guys, I am just getting ready right now to get ready for my second job. I cannot find where my earrings are, so I need to find those and just make the outfit a little cuter here. So what's going on? So, yeah, you saw my videos. I just found out today my husband signed for divorce. I was very thankful to God that I heard this without my guys around. So I had time to process. I had time to process when I waited for the buses and time to process when I got home here. So I haven't told my sons yet, and I will be. And my husband hasn't even bothered with his sons. And Kevin Leandro's like, that's because they're only going to hear your side. There is only one side to this. The fact is, he left his family, he left them, he totally left his family in rags. And the truth is, he can't live with himself. So divorce was easier. There is no way that he can live with what he did to his family. He left us in a whole new state, didn't even care how we were doing, didn't ask how we were doing. And when I said it looks like we're going to be here longer because I still can't find a house in New Hampshire, he didn't even have a conversation to say, well, let's figure things out differently. Let's try to do this or let's try to do that. Instead, he ran like a coward that he is. And like I said, you can love somebody, but you can also call a spade a spade. And there is no way he could live this down. There's no way he could look me in the eye and say, you know what I did was wrong, and there's no reasoning for this. A lot of times I think back to my my growing up years too with my uncle Bill, and I think about the confidence that he gave me growing up. And he right now would be probably rolling in his grave. He would be like, what the heck, Melissa, happened? And I would probably tell him, like, I have no idea what his problem is. And Kevin Leandro tried to blame this on me in some form. He's like, oh, it's because of your videos. Bull. My husband, like years ago before we lost the home, he didn't want to pay for storage. He's like, I'm not giving you any money for storage. And I'm like, well, I guess you're not getting your storage then. So I said, I guess I'm going to have to go there and take storage away. So he's like, he went over there. We had the Bow police involved. And he's like, I want my storage. And I'm like, if you're not going to pay your bill, then I guess you don't have storage. So he took a fit, and then he was like, I don't know if I want to be married anymore. And I'm like, well, if you don't, you can file for divorce. So he filed for divorce. He wasn't happy. This is before we lost the home, and he already had this planned before I came to Colorado. And he also was like, I don't know if I want to stay married to you anymore. And, he's like, well, okay, I guess I will. He's like, I've looked around and there's none as good as you. And so that was like a compliment, but a slap in the face too, because it's like, okay, I already know I'm one of the best, but yet you looked around. What's that supposed to mean, right? So his up and down, his screaming at me, it's all over. And I did pray God would take me out of the marriage when he was calling me the B word, which he did often. And this is his own, this is his wife that he did this to. And God took me out of it. So praise God, he took me out. I did pray, God, if you want me to continue being committed to him, I prayed it out. Then, I had stayed committed even during the divorce. I'm like, then let it be. Let this marriage work out if you want us to still be together. My husband chose to sin against me, and woe to him. That's all I gotta say is woe to a man who makes one who is God's child stumble the way he did, not to mention his sons. And I'm not going to say what I really think on here because I'm not going to be responsible for what the future holds for him. So I'm not even going to say it. So goodbye, Ben. I know you're watching this. Goodbye. And you wasted my life. You wasted the kids' lives. And this is a family event, which I will be telling the boys about, not just you. It's not about you. So a divorce is a whole family event. It's a whole crumbling of a whole entire partnership, uh, empire within itself. I mean, marriage is a institution within itself, and that whole institution just fell over my husband's selfishness. So God has a plan. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm not even shedding a tear over this. So God's got this, and ladies, stay strong. Your husband, there is no man in the world worth this. I remember my Uncle Bill used to say, he used to say, "Oh yeah, Andy Gibb killed himself over a woman." He's like, "Can you imagine killing yourself over a woman? A woman?" Same thing, guys, with a man. There is no man on this earth worth a one tear from you. So remember that. Okay, I will be doing updates in the future, but tonight I will be working and making a lot of money and looking forward to the future where a lot of money will be coming in for me and much success as I start preparing in January for my business school that I've been accepted to. So, looking forward to that and looking forward to a lot of things in my future. And don't ever let a man take your worth away or your value in life, ladies. And when you gave him everything that a man could want, he has to live with this now. He has to live with his sin and his sinful choices. And he won't find anyone who compares to you after many, many years of marriage. There's no way you can repeat that. There's no way you can do everything that you did when you were first married and when you were young and you had your kids when you were young. God actually says enjoy your wife, enjoy even when you're older, like older marriages, enjoy the wife of your youth. Let her breasts fulfill you always. Let her always be the one. And, there is supposed to be a reward when you're older. That even when you grow old together, you are supposed to be more in love together than ever. So when your husband blew it, he blew it, accept it, move on, and let him live with the consequences. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.